This is a video about Siddhis and awakening. Good morning. This is What is Awakening, and this is a talk about Siddhis. What are they, how to get them, and why maybe not to get them? It is commonly believed that awakened and enlightened beings have supernatural powers, or should have, which are called Siddhis in Sanskrit. While this is partly true for the enlightened, it is not necessarily so for the awakened. See my video, What Awakening Actually Is, for the distinction of the two. Now let us have a look. If Siddhis exist, and if yes, what are they? And what role they might play in awakening. Siddhis in Indian law are supernatural abilities, superpowers, almost as in Marvel comics. Do they exist? Within the laws of Maya, that is our world, yes, some of them do exist. Well-known examples are foresight, being able to eat anything, not getting cold, not getting sick, dream control, miracle healing, and so on. In short, magic tricks without tricks. On the one hand, it sounds incredible. On the other, that is what is often kind of expected of gurus for some reason. Jesus style. I recommend the TV series Messiah as an example. If someone publicly manifests them, he's judged to be a fraud. If he doesn't, he's thought to be a fraud too. But the true question is, why would you possibly want them? Ask yourself, what is or would be the real reason to want those abilities? Is it like in Star Wars with the Jedis and the Sith? Would it not be extremely cool to be able to do these things? Assuredly it would be. But it would have nothing to do with awakening or enlightenment. And it would have a price. In fact, Siddhis are the fastest road to megalomania. And it is unlikely anyone has ever awoken by means of megalomania. Awakening is not about achieving something. Even it cannot be achieved itself. That is the fallacy of yoga. Yogis assume awakening can be achieved by practice. In truth, it will or will not happen. It cannot be coerced into happening by practicing a certain skill. It is not like achieving fame or wealth or power. Even by endless meditation it cannot be achieved. Wanting to achieve it is in fact the biggest obstacle to it happening, as it were. Actually, you will be gifted these Siddhis anyway, without any effort, once you are enlightened. Only then you have no more incentive to use them, because there is no more ego who wishes to use them. The wish to have and master these abilities is one of ego alone. Without an ego, without a self, they hold no more attraction. The chief reason why people strive to be powerful, or respected, or feared, or wealthy, or famous, is and always has been fear. And there is the hope that Siddhis will mollify or even destroy that fear and replace it by a feeling of security. That is all. Fear, though, is no path to awakening, but only towards more fear. It is fun to learn Siddhis. Strangely enough, there are many teachers nowadays who do teach, or at least display some of them. But you will not gain anything of true value by following that route. Do it if you enjoy it, but do not expect to awake at the end of that road. Nor is the teacher who teaches this likely to be enlightened or even awake, he will most probably ask a lot of money for it, at the very least. We live in a time where everything gets monetized and marketed. First the green movement, now spirituality. Anything can be twisted and bent to be sold. And it is not bad in itself to receive money for services rendered, not at all. But to sell something and thereby deceive people that this will also lead to awakening is just not polite. No roads necessarily lead to awakening. Least of all this one. Better you leave the roads and wander off into the wilderness, and you might get there. Although get is maybe not the right word. There never is a guarantee, but there's almost a guarantee that if you start with Siddhis prematurely, it is much less likely to wake up. Anything that makes you feel more special, more distinguished, more superior, more skillful, is likely to become an obstacle sooner rather than later, because it feeds the illusion of separation. The ability to do something supernatural is the lust for power, and the lust for power is ultimately fear. Fear to not be powerful enough in this life, and thus fear of death and fear of the unknown. Fear makes you sink deeper into the mire of illusion and delusion. So is there anything that can lead to awakening? Yes, a few things. However, let us first talk about truth and illusion in the next video. That is it for today. You may wish to listen to this video more than once. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Click the bell button. There will be more videos to come.